Okay, so now we've created this drawing. It's a 2D drawing. We don't want to mess with this drawing anymore. So we want to make sure that everything stays, all the geometry stays consistent and connected. So in order to do that, we need to link the geometry together by making it into what SketchUp calls a component. So we need to first select everything that we want to make into this component. And I'm going to show you something first. So first thing we're going to do is put a dimension on here by selecting this dimension tool, which is the third one up, and this little arrow here that says dimensions, just to show you that I've created it 10 by 10. So the dimension tool can be done in two ways. You can click an endpoint and pull it out to another endpoint and then raise it up to wherever you want, or you can select the entire line. So if the line lights up in blue, okay, like let me show you on this side, all I have to do is click once and then drag it out, and I can put my dimension where I want to. Okay, so before I told you guys how to select multiple parts of a component, okay, like by double clicking, it selected everything that's bound with around and connected to this face. Okay, so now I've selected everything I want to make into a component. My mouse has a right click button. If I right click on there, there's a little drop down menu and I can make it into a component. Okay, so I'm going to name this component floor and click OK. I've now linked all the geometries. So now when I click away, and now wherever I click, if I click on this line, it will select everything. If I click on this part, it selects everything. So no matter where I click, all of this is linked as a component. Okay. It also allows me to move it completely all as one. So no matter where I grab it, okay, I can move this floor piece, okay, wherever I want to move it. Okay. If it was independent pieces and I grab these lines, it does some funny stuff. Like it reshapes it and removes the line and all that stuff. So we don't want to do that. So now I have a component made. However, it's still not exactly what I want it to be. But it's always a good idea to make a component in your 2D plane before you extrude to your 3D plane. Okay, so again, when we looked at it from if I change my views, again, I went here and changed my view. I'm going to change it to a front view. You notice it's still got no height. And I can also show it to you on an angle view here. You see, it's just a flat drawing on a flat plane, okay? So what we want to do is our floor, our cardboard, has some thickness to it. It's actually a 1/16 of an inch thick. So we need to make this a 1/16 of an inch thick. So we could make another drawing of this and put it at 16 inches and then link it all together. Or we can use a simple tool here that's called the push-pull tool. And the push-pull tool will work on a face and it will pull and push a face out or in. And let me demonstrate how that works. So in order to edit this component, you need to double click on the component until this dotted line box comes in. Now I'm inside of the component. I'm able to change whatever I want to on the component. If I don't have this box around it, I'm not editing the component. I'm working on top of that component. Okay, so now here I am editing the component. I'm going to use this push-pull tool, which has this little box and this arrow, and I'm going to hover over the face and it will light up. And then when I click and I drag, I'll be able to change the thickness of this part. I can go negative or I can go positive. Okay, so I want to make it 1/16 inch thick. Now, just like I made a box or I made the circle, you can just go to any dimension you want, let go, And down here, when you type, if you haven't clicked on anything, I'll just type in 1/16 and press enter. Now it has made that dimension 1/16 inch thick. I now click away. I've closed my edit component bar here. And now if I roll in here and zoom in, you can see that this is now a 1/16 inch thick. And I can show that to you by dimensioning it. Okay, and you can see that that is a 1/16 of an inch thick. Okay. So I've now created a component, a floor with a hole in it. All right, we want to now make copies of this, and I'll show you how to do that in the next video.